A DACA dreamer fighting to remain home in Texas, and she's being assisted by U.S. Congressman Pete Sessions. KRHD reporter Rebecca Fiedler introduces us to a teacher mother and an Aggie.
Here at the Century Tree is where Karumi Duran, Fighting Texas Aggie class of 2018, was proposed to by her fellow Aggie boyfriend. The two are now married, have a 1-year-old baby, and have built a life in Texas with both sets of their parents still living in Bryan College Station. But Karumi's entire life was torn from her earlier this year. She was told she was no longer welcomed in College Station, in Texas, in the United States. Karumi Duran's family moved to College Station from Mexico just as Duran had turned 8 years old. As Duran has worked with the legal process to become an American citizen, she made a trip to Juarez, Mexico this spring in order to fulfill some legal matters with the government there.
My understanding, I wasn't supposed to leave the U.S. because DACA doesn't permit me to come back unless I get an advance parole, which I didn't ask because I didn't know I needed to grab that permission.
The office of Congressman Pete Sessions has decided to take up for Duran's case.
So I had to cut through the red tape, go to Washington, D.C., to the State Department and say, look, I'm going to advocate on behalf of this woman, but what I really need before I just advocate for her is I need her to go through the hearing process. I need you to give her that, since you only gave her 30 days, I need her to be able to comply with that.
Sessions was able to achieve humanitarian parole for Duran, who reunited with her family in College Station after months of being apart.
It was really hard because, you come in one day and then you're just like, you can't come back to everything that you knew, and it hurts a lot. It hurt that I couldn't see a baby anymore.
Both Sessions and Duran have expressed a desire to see change in our country's DACA laws.
And if it were up to me, I would create immediately a guest worker plan, allowing every single one of these people to have a complete legal status where they could create for themselves their new ideas of the American dream.
Right now, our president and our congresswoman or Congress are kind of focusing on what's going in the border and people coming in, coming out. But in reality, we kind of have to start thinking about those families who have been here longer.
And there is still much to be done to help Duran gain citizenship, which Sessions is helping to do. One loose end that still needs to be tied up is getting Duran her Texas A&M class ring back. The ring is being held in safekeeping by her family member in Mexico City, just to hold onto it while Duran went through everything she did in Juarez. There is still such a long journey ahead for this Aggie. Reporting in College Station, Rebecca Fiedler, KRHD News.